Okay, so a few days ago, I actually made a video here on the channel called Roblox is not safe, skull emoji, crying face emoji. And well, in that video, we took a look at a Twitter thread written by a concerned parent after someone on Roblox told their child to steal their parents' credit card. Now, like I mentioned at the end of that video, there's actually parental controls on Roblox that you can enable that makes Roblox completely safe for children. It makes it so that children can't chat in the Roblox chat, and it also makes it so they can't play any games that are deemed inappropriate. But it turns out I was slightly incorrect, because a few days ago a new Twitter thread was actually created by another concerned parent talking about how Roblox is inappropriate and how children should not be playing it. The thread even includes pictures, it includes videos, and it also includes games like Survive Peppa Pig and also Survive Vegan Teacher in Area 51. Now, of course, threads like this pop up all the time, but what I find interesting about this, besides the fact that it has 500,000 views, is actually the person who wrote the thread. Her name is Carolyn Velociraptor, and I really hope that's her last name because that is an epic name if so. Now, you might be thinking that this is just some random boomer mom on the internet, but actually no. Carolyn here used to work at Ubisoft. She used to work at BioWare. She used to work at Bethesda. You know, the people that's made games like Assassin's Creed, like Mass Effect, like Skyrim, like Fallout. She even used to work at IGN and be a games journalist. So obviously, whenever you see a thread like this written by someone that has actually worked in the video game industry and knows how video games works and is familiar with online gaming, you know it's gonna be a pretty big deal. So let's read through this and we'll break it down. She says, "All right, I'm done. I deleted my kids' Roblox accounts and recommend that you guys do too. I just spent 6 hours playing the games meant for 5-year-olds and it was awful. Something is very wrong with the Roblox Corporation." She says, "I have my account and my kids' account set to the maximum allowed parental restrictions." You'll remember that's what I talked about at the beginning of the video, and that's actually why I even mentioned that point at the beginning of the video. There are 3 age-gated tiers for Roblox content: ages 13 plus, ages 9 plus, and all ages, which is supposed to be appropriate for 5 to 8-year-olds. She includes these screenshots here, and you can see she actually has the setting enabled that I mentioned at the beginning of the video and that I talked about in the previous video like this. So the only games allowed on her account are games set to all ages, suitable for everyone. Okay, so she's got the right settings set up for her kid. Let's see what she says. She says, "Roblox manually curates what content kids are allowed to play at each age tier. Until recently, this meant that there were only 2,000-ish games allowed if you have parental restrictions on." So I actually kind of want to stop right here for a second because this is actually the one thing she's wrong about in this thread. Roblox doesn't manually curate what games are rated what. So like, for example, if I go on Roblox and click a random game, we can see this game is rated all ages, suitable for everyone. Or if we click this game here, all ages, suitable for everyone. Here's The Hood, which obviously, as you might expect, rated ages 13 plus for blood and violence. Now, Roblox doesn't actually set those ratings themselves, the individual developers do. So whenever you create a game on Roblox or you update your game, you actually have to set the rating yourself. And well, then what Roblox does is if there's any complaints or if there's any issues with that rating, then Roblox will actually go in and manually check that rating. Anyway, let's keep reading here. She says that lots of popular games like Adopt Me, Brookhaven, Royal High were not allowed since they are social experiences with a lot of roleplay and dialogue and difficult to moderate. Horror games like Mimic, Piggy, and Doors were also blocked. So I'm actually looking here. Piggy is actually rated 9 plus. The Mimic here is rated all ages, which I actually disagree with that one. I think the Mimic should definitely be rated 13 plus. There's quite a bit of blood in this game. She mentioned Adopt Me, and that's also rated all ages here. She says, "Anyway, in the last few months, a huge number of games earned the all ages tag, including Adopt Me, Brookhaven, Royal High, and thousands of others." Now, I just checked, and she's not wrong. Brookhaven, Adopt Me, Royal High, they do have the all ages rating, as we can see right here. This is Brookhaven, all ages, but I'm pretty sure they were always rated all ages. I actually don't think that's changed. I'm pretty sure they've always been rated all ages, but you can let me know down in the comments if I'm wrong. She says, "If you've ever played a roleplay Roblox experience or any roleplay game, you probably know it's super easy to get around moderation and filters to roleplay inappropriate scenarios. Royal High is likely the worst offender here. But the worst I found were the dozens of bathroom games." The what? Bathroom Simulator, 3,000 players, what the heck? And then there's more. Oh my god, what in the world, dude? We'll take a look at these games and play them here in a second, but let's keep reading. She says, "Clearly there have already been issues with these games because most of these games have a pop-up at the beginning warning people to not violate the Roblox TOS." And that's true. If you go into any of these vibe games or club games, they usually do have a pop-up that says, "Hey, please follow the Roblox community rules." Does anybody do that though? Probably not. She says, "Remember, these these games are manually selected to be for 5 to 8-year-olds. Again, that's not entirely true. The developers themselves said it. And actually, the reason why they do that is probably because if they don't, they're limiting the amount of players that can join the game. So like, for example, if I make a Roblox game and I set it to 13 plus, well, only half of Roblox's entire player base is 13 plus, which means only half of Roblox's player base can potentially play my game, which means I'm limiting the amount of audience that I can have. So what happens is a lot of developers will actually just set their game to all ages because, well, that way they get the maximum amount of players possible for their game. Anyway, she says these games are bathroom roleplay experiences. That's a sentence I never thought I would ever hear in my life. You use the toilet, your character's bottom clothing item often disappears, the door stays open, and other players watch you. The toilet turns yellow or brown. Yeah, okay. But that's not even the worst part. In more than a few of these games, there's an area that forces your character into a reclined position by slipping on water or getting knocked by other players, and in some cases, you glitch or get stuck there. So what she's talking about here, I've actually played this specific game. You can see the mop right there. There's actually a janitor position that you can roleplay as, and you're supposed to wipe up and mop the floor, you know, because I don't know why you'd want to roleplay in a bathroom as a janitor, but I mean, I guess. But yeah, that's what that's there for. These are games for 5-year-olds. There are 3,000 kids playing this particular bathroom game at any one time. It took less than a minute for this to start happening once my character was stuck in the puddle. Now, she included a video here. Let's actually watch the video. I already know what's gonna happen. You guys already know what's yeah, okay, all right, yeah. It's not a faith, Mom. I talked to a friend who works at Roblox today about this. Again, this person works in the video game industry, so I'm sure they know a lot of people that work at Roblox, and he said that, well, we can't control user actions. We can only act on reports, which is true. But games for children with features that actively encourage not safe for work behavior should not continue to be on the platform. Now, if we scroll down, she actually does mention the problem I talked about, that a lot of developers will just set their game to all ages so that they get the most amount of players possible. So I'm glad that she recognizes that that's exactly what's happening here. But before we continue this conversation, let's actually go into these games and see if it's as bad as she says it is. Bathroom Simulator, Vibe, voice chat. Oh, this one's... I can already tell this one's gonna be bad. And yep, here it is right here. Please follow the Roblox community rules. Being inappropriate or... Oh my god, is that the same player from her screenshot? Bro, is that the same person from her video? Now, I'm not really seeing anything inappropriate here, but if I go on here, I do slip down. As you can see, I have fallen. She is disinfecting my hat right now. And that is indeed a yellow toilet. Here's the other game here, XYZ Public Bathroom Simulator. Let's check it out. Okay, I don't have to go very far. I can just kind of already tell that there's gonna be inappropriate stuff in this game, especially considering the purple Thanos with abs that's just got out of the pool right there. Now, I actually do want to mention something and point something out real quick. I do want people to recognize that it is very difficult to moderate games like this. Obviously, the Bathroom Simulator, that's kind of weird, but when it comes to like club games or hangout games or dance games, there's not necessarily anything inappropriate for children about dancing. There's not necessarily anything inappropriate for children about hanging out. Like, for example, this game here, it's a game for kids. It's like a kid hangout game. But we all know if you actually go into the game, you're gonna find some pretty inappropriate stuff. And all of that inappropriate stuff doesn't actually come from the game itself. It just comes from the players that play that game. Like, Meme City is literally just a game where you raise a pet, but the players themselves somehow turn it into something inappropriate. That's actually why whenever you buy a game that has an online feature, it actually says down here on the rating, you know, the thing on the back of the box, online interactions are not rated by the ESRB. So that's why a game might be rated E for everyone, but the actual online part isn't rated because it's kind of impossible to rate what real human players will do. So like, for example, in this video here, technically I could do that on any Roblox game. It's a little bit easier to do it in this game, sure, but I could do that anywhere. I could do that in any game, not even just Roblox, really. Now, Carolyn here, she's worked in the game industry. I'm sure she knows that as well, which is why she says, I've been wondering why Roblox would approve thousands of games like roleplay games for kids 8 and under, because it is easier to do stuff like this in roleplay games. Like, for example, you don't see stuff like this happening in Jailbreak. But if you go to a game like Bloxburg, which is rated all ages, it's a roleplay game, you do find stuff like this happening. And like I mentioned, it's just because it's a roleplay game and it's easier to do stuff like this in a roleplay game because the entire point of the game is to roleplay. So I guess it all comes down to this question, should Roblox rate roleplay games as 13 plus? Should all roleplay games on Roblox be rated at a higher age rating than E for everyone? Obviously, that would be really bad for the roleplay games because most people who play roleplay games are probably younger. So if they did change the age rating, most of these games would probably not survive. So I guess I'll leave the question up to you guys. Do you guys think Roblox should set roleplay games to 13 plus? But anyway, that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!